Hey guys and gals, Derpadash YouTube here, and I just saw Top Hats and Champagne's latest video, or one of his latest videos of 7+1 questions for console peasants, and I think his question was or his final bonus question was to those who were featured on Stupid Console Peasant Quotes, which I was. Basically, it was like, what's wrong with your brain or something like that. Let me go back to it, because I forgot the question. I have a little bit of short-term memory loss, I think. But, as you see there, I got a pretty beastly gaming rig. Though, my cable management needs some work. But I'll just try to respond to this as pretty well. Because I figured I'm a former console peasant and I'd say the reasons that most people would say. Yeah.
As I said in the other video that I just uploaded, so good to be back. So good to be back. I've missed you. I hope you've missed me. Or at least
I've missed watching your videos, bro.
So the hype on YouTube right now is to ask other groups of people questions for them to answer to those questions. And I want to jump up on the hype train. Probably it's too late anyway, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to ask console peasants 7 questions. And I would like for...
I'll actually answer every single last one of these too.
With console peasants that you know, preferably console peasants with channels, and to ask them to reply to these questions and to send me the answers. I think of then compiling the best answers and even saying, and to maybe say, wow, I have not thought about that. Let's give this a consideration. Or which is more likely to say, oh my fucking god, look at this peasant and what he thinks is actual logic. Oh my god. But both can happen. If it would be so nice, that would be awesome. Dear console peasants, I am quite honest in these questions. I did not try to be too asshole-ish this time.
Thank you.
I hope I kind of succeeded. So here we go. The first question I have for console peasants is, why are you willing to suffer unethical business practices of console manufacturers, like forcing you to pay money if you want to access the internet to play online with friends, or making games exclusive to their console in order to create artificial demand for it?
Okay, as for the first part of that question, the reason why some console peasants, like I used to be, we believe that the reason we'll be willing to pay an online subscription to play multiplayer because they'll get rid of cheaters and keep cheaters at bay. And for the longest time, that was the case. Granted, nowadays, in games like Call of Duty, that's not so much the case. Especially if you go back to the original Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, there's tons of cheaters on Xbox Live. Yeah. Next question. Actually, as for the whole... Actually, I think exclusive games are bullshit, regardless of what platform. I don't care. Nintendo, you too. Anyways, because I'm kind of furious that the Burnout franchise up till Paradise was a console exclusive series for the longest time, and I've been wanting to play Burnout 3 on my PC. But the only way to do so is if I get a fucking emulator and get this thing up to spec, which it currently isn't. It runs the PS2 emulator pretty choppy.
That's one I've always wondered about. How do they not care? Please, that would be my first and foremost question. If you don't
care now.
Any of the others, please answer that one. Number 2, why are you resistant to facts? Fact-supported statements seem to just bounce off you. For example, you seem to ignore that modern PCs are just as plug-and-play as consoles, are very much cheaper sometimes when you buy them, but most often in the long run, and are capable of everything consoles do, and then some.
Well, I think one of my classmates, I tried to get him into PC gaming, said, I don't want to have to deal with having to try to put in new parts every few years, or had to worry about viruses or the Windows UI to get into games. That's what I've heard. Granted, I don't believe into that anymore because I've just gotten so used to using a PC anyways. And let's be honest here, the dashboard for the last revision of the Xbox 360 dashboard and the Xbox One dashboard were basically Windows 8 and Windows 10 start menus. But yeah, I think that's the reason, is because I was just lazy.
Number 3. Why do you insist that technological illiteracy is something good when it comes to the PC, rather than something bad? Practical knowledge seems frowned upon in your circles. PCs are so complicated. I don't want to mess around with this shit. PCs are for nerds. It's something that I hear
I used to be like that, but then I was tinkering around and rearranging stuff in this to get all my drives working when I had a little bit of a situation where my boot drive wasn't booting, and then found out later, it was accidentally unplugged. But I took it upon myself to rearrange the cables and stuff, and basically try to tidy up this system. So it does have cable management on there, but I don't know how to use it very well. That's my problem. Anyways, further on.
very often. You don't seem to apply the same logic to cars and other technological devices. So why the PC?
Yeah, working on a PC is like working on a car.
Satisfied with the extremely small catalog of games on the console. Consoles are missing whole genres, focusing almost solely on action-oriented games.
Okay, as for consoles mostly focusing on all action-oriented games is kind of a farce point. This is one point I'll still try to defend. Because we do have RTS games, we do have MMORPGs, we have MOBAs. We got Smites, we got Free Realms, we got EDUS 514, DC Universe Online, EverQuest, EverQuest 2, Final Fantasy 11. Oh, God. What else? Neverwinter Nights, The Crew. That's like more so a car RPG, but still. You get my point. We have MMORPGs. We got stuff like Halo Wars, Warhammer's been on the consoles. We've had Command and Conquer. We've had I think Light Magic even came to the consoles at one point. StarCraft for the N64. Diablo on PlayStation. And PlayStation 3. I mean, I can just rattle off games all day of the other genres that aren't technically under the action category. But yeah.
I really doubt that you only watch action films, so why do you only play action games? Isn't that a bit boring? Seriously. And the next one. Why are you insisting on the... No, sorry. What? I think anymore.
Did you have fetal alcohol syndrome, man?
You're looking for. Move along. Next one.
JK.
Why are you insisting on the stereotype of the basement-dwelling PC virgin? I only need to show you photos from esports events in which the most dedicated PC gamers perform and compete.
Good example, Bjergsen of TSM. He actually looks pretty damn good for a PC gamer. Look at me! I'm a PC gamer. This ain't my fucking basement. Stupid console peasants.
To show you that you're wrong. Many PC gamers, most of the popular
hybrid
PC gamers on YouTube
master
and in the esports
race.
scene
I have consoles
are either
and
good-looking
PC.
or athletic, or at least not fat or neckbeardy. So
I'm a little bit chubby,
why?
but
I mean, the stereotype
I don't live
is
in a
only
basement.
funny and hurts people if it's true. It doesn't seem.
and I ain't a virgin either.
All right. Have you done, that's the next one, have you done any research about the PC before you decided that consoles are the superior platforms?
I did. At one point saying consoles were the more easier thing to deal with, but nowadays, 8th generation of consoles, excluding the Wii U, have basically just transformed themselves into botched PCs. Because you had to install every fucking game to the hard drive. Which I found is not much different from the PC. So, yep.
What did that research entail? How did you do it? How did you arrive at the conclusion that consoles are superior? I would like some details there, as in, have you looked up...
Consoles are...
Do you know how to IT? Have you looked up how to IT? Do you know what a motherboard is, what a processor is, what they do, what a graphics card is, stuff like that, and how did you find out, and how did you conclude that consoles are still the superior platform? Bit detailed would be awesome. Okay. Number 7. There's a bonus question, by the way. There's a bonus question, but this is number 7. Why are the most popular pro-console channels like Crap Gamer and Next.Gen 720 channels that spout nothing but lobotomized misinformation and lies? Do you honestly believe what these guys are saying?
I don't believe these guys anymore, though I believe Crap Gamer when it comes to Microsoft versus Sony.
Question number 8. I know I said 7 questions when it's actually 8. Ha! Number 8. Bonus question. If you are Crap Gamer or Next.Gen 720, or any of the people that I've featured in Super Console Peasant Quotes so far, one of those channels, you know who I'm talking about. What happened to your brains? Seriously, guys, what happened to you? Were you always like that?
Okay, as for this one, I guess at one point I did mess around with PCs before I became a quote-unquote console peasant, but at the time, PCs were a little bit harder to deal with because I had a system that ran off an IDE drive, amongst other things, and it basically was kind of hard to deal with, and I just gave up. Yeah, I frankly just gave up at that point and just went full console. So, yeah, that was in 2012 up to 2016 of this year. So, yeah, for 3 years I was a diehard console peasant. Anyways, what happened to my brain? You, sir, happened to my brain. M30 Tech happened. Greenham happened. Multimedia J happened. Basically, because of those channels, including Top Hats and Champagne, I've gone to PC gaming. I mean, yeah, you see here, I still have a 360, I still have a PS2, which I got soft modded with free McBoot, and a Wii U, GameCube, and Dreamcast. Granted, I use these for like the few exclusives these systems have that I can't play on this. Granted, I have emulators for GameCube and Dreamcast. Dreamcast emulator kind of runs choppy as all hell on here. Or runs good, but it just decides to randomly crash on my ass every damn time. Watch a good majority of the, I think, Capcom vs. SNK 2 Millionaire Fights, or 2K14, and the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 video I did with the Dreamcast emulator with this PC. And you'll see that both times, like, I'm midway through the fucking ladder and it crashes. So, yeah. That's my problem, and that's why I still have the original hardware here, because sometimes emulators just don't cut it and don't perform as well. So, and to be honest, Lazy Game Reviews pointed this out when it came to old school PC gaming. It's like, yeah, you could get, you know, all these emulators to run these older games for like the IBM 5150 or the PCXT or Amiga, but nothing beats actually playing with the original hardware. And dare I say it, but LGR, Clint Bassinger, I think, He already has his name on the credits, on the description, so I'm not really doxing or anything. I don't know how to pronounce your name, or their last name, bro, but, Clint from, Lazy Game Reviews, he's correct. There is nothing like playing on the original hardware the games are meant to be played on. And where I will draw the line on first-person shooters, which are better with keyboard and mouse. I got a nice mouse, and, well, granted, I'm gonna get a better keyboard here soon, but, yeah. So games like Perfect Dark, Halo, I actually prefer to play with this setup over controller, but, for other games like Burnout, GTA, and that kind of stuff, I want a controller, so. But yeah, basically the PC Master Race channels are mainly PC channels, and watching those ad nauseum are basically what happened to me. I am hereby no longer a console peasant. Yes, I own consoles. But I mostly game on PC, unless I feel the mood to pop in, you know, a console exclusive here and there that I own, that I haven't found on PC yet. But, yeah. Anyways, let's see, what else is on?
Okay, I think I posed like 6 reasonable questions, 1 inflammatory question, and 1 mocking question. I think for Topic and Pain that is quite a good quota. So don't piss on my parade. Okay, thank you. Those are my questions. I'm looking forward to the replies.
There's my webcam.
Hopefully. And
There's the Wii sensor bar.
let's have either a conversation or a mock fest. Whatever comes first. Cheers. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.
Bro Huffman. Peace out.